Welcome back to Ottawa 67's Hockey on Rogers TV. Last night, I had a chance to sit down with Mathieu Foget, who just happened to also have the best game of his short OHL career. Of course, he's coming from NCAA Division I hockey at Merimack, and I had a chance to talk to him all about that and his career, where it has been and where it's going. So here's what he had to say. Mathieu, you played college, and this is where I want to start off this interview. You played NCAA Division I. You were at Merimack College. That's in Massachusetts, for those who don't know. And you told them last year, it was your sophomore season, that you did not want to play for them anymore, and you decided to play in the OHL instead. That makes you lose your eligibility to play NCAA hockey. What were the reasons for you deciding to come and play in the Ontario Hockey League?
Obviously, there's a lot of reasons. Can't really go into much detail, but a lot of stuff happened behind the scenes, and I felt I wasn't getting the opportunity I deserved. So after, the support of my family, my girlfriend, and my agent, that I felt it was time for me to move on from, that team. But like I said, it was a really hard choice. I made a lot of friends on that team that I'll know forever. And so obviously in that aspect, it was hard, but I had a lot of support, and I felt I made the right choice, coming back home.
Now, so I guess it was more of a personal decision for you, and you said you made the right choice, and you have been playing in the OHL now for quite a while, I guess, for the season. What are some of the major differences between playing in the Ontario Hockey League and NCAA Division I hockey?
Probably just more games, less practicing. It's probably the biggest difference. I think a 68-game season here compared to 36, so I think it's just more games.
Other than more games, what do you like and what you don't like, major difference-wise?
I didn't really think there was a big difference in terms of the speed. I mean, they're both, the best leagues, Canada, America. Obviously, I think I'm having a little more success here. I think it's just more my style of game.
Interesting that you would say more your style of game, because I wanted to ask you, what is the difference between style for Canadian hockey and American hockey?
I think here it's a little more open, a little more freedom to kind of, use my skill. Out there, I was a little... didn't have as much freedom to do my thing, so I think just here a little more open and just a little more freedom.
What's it like playing a sport in an American university? It's always intrigued me. The whole NCAA system is, it's got so many good things about it, so many bad things, but you're a young guy, you're going to school in the States. What is that like for you behind the scenes?
Oh, it was great. Academics was going really well. Probably the best part was just the students, knowing who you are and kind of at every game. It was just fun.
Now you're from Orleans, so you've grown up here your whole life. I would imagine that was a major factor in why you decided to come back. Do you like playing at home in front of your friends and family? You mentioned a girlfriend as well. Yeah, my girlfriend's actually from Merimack, so but she comes to visit quite often. So, but to play in front of family and friends every night at home, it's something you can't beat. It's been an eclectic season for the 67s. You guys have had so many ups and so many downs. It's been interesting for all of us at home to be watching the ups and downs. Now you're in a playoff race. You're technically in 7th spot at this point, but you could end up anywhere from 6th to 9th spot. So not so much physically grueling, but how has that been emotionally on a mental level in the locker room, all these ups and downs for you guys?
Obviously it's in the back of our heads, every time we step on that ice. But now the ball's in our court, so it's up to us if we got to make this push.
There's such a cliche of every game counts at this point. Every game is a playoff game, but how important really is it for you guys before you step on the ice for a series like this weekend or next weekend? You only have a handful of games left. How important is that?
Every shift counts, and everyone knows that. So every game, every point counts now. Like checking out the out-of-town scoreboards and all that stuff. It's always in the back of our heads, but like I said, the ball's in our court and it's up to us.
Interesting that you mentioned the out-of-town scoreboards, because that was my next question. Do you pay attention to the teams? You have Niagara, you've got North Bay, you've got Barrie, I know there's a few teams that you're fighting for all those spots. Do you pay attention to that? You don't have your phones, you're not checking Twitter while you're playing, but after a game, are you guys rushing to see what other games are or how they're winning or losing?
I wouldn't say rushing, but I think everyone checks them. It's just instinct, It's always in the back of our heads, but like I said, if we just take care of what we need to and what we can control, I think we'll be good.
You are going to be 20 in a few days, so happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Which makes you an overager on this team. You mentioned the playoffs last year with Merimack. Are you going to bring any of that experience this year? Hopefully, we're all keeping our fingers crossed that 67s will be in the playoffs. What can you offer, and what do you hope to be offering?
I mean, playoffs is just intensity, you know. I mean, every second, every shift counts. So I mean, probably just leadership and, you know, bring what I do on the ice and in the locker room.
Because you're 20, I know you guys have. I mean, you have so much on your mind at this point, and I know you don't want to think about so much next year. But from the CCHL to NCAA to OHL, what's next for you?
I mean, obviously the dream's still to play pro. So I mean, every day you kind of work towards that, and if that doesn't happen in the future, then I'll figure it out. But right now, it's still a dream.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First period highlights.
Let's take a short break. When we come back, Ed and Carlos will get you all set up for the second period. You're watching First Choice Haircutters Ottawa 67's hockey right here on Rogers TV.